It's early December. My time in the workshop's drawn to a close. I've got a few things accomplished in the last couple of months on the 37. I just want to walk you through a few of the changes that I made, and maybe I'll start at the back and work my way forward. I shortened the dry sump tank yet again. Took another couple inches off it for height. I need to make sure that I got clearance for the diffusers underneath, and I think it's going to be good now. It's down to about 12 liters, which is about 3 gallons. I added a fuel cell, so I got a radium surge tank. It's got 2 scavenge and 1 pressure pump in it, and it's an ATL fuel cell. I built the container myself. My sheet metal skills need a little bit of work. I had to have a couple of attempts at it to get all the bends in the right place, but it turned out fine. And over here, I've got my radiator. Now, originally I planned to put the radiator in front of the fuel cell, but there just wasn't space there. So what I've done is I've taken 2 Honda Civic radiators, 3-core or 3-row rods, and I've cut them up and Siamesed them together. So this is actually 5 inches thick here. And then welded new end tanks and did all that in the shop. Took me a couple of days to do that. And then I got the setup is so there's no rad cap on the rad itself. The cap is on this tank over here. It's called an expansion tank. And so I've done all the plumbing there. I got to finish the plumbing for the upper and lower rad hose still, but it's a dual pass rad, so I got a vertical divider that I welded in down inside here. So the coolant, hot coolant will come in on the back side of the rad and flow it on the front. And then I'll have ducting underneath the air intake, and ducting to come up and feed the rad, and also a scoop on the outside of the box in that area. And then it's just got a single 13-inch fan on the back. So an obvious change to the turbo system. I got all my charge piping completed, so took a bit of effort to do that. I'm not super great at TIG welding aluminum, but you know, all these pie cuts and this back tube here between the 2 sides, I think there's about 20 feet of weld filler in there, so I had lots of practice. So this is air to water intercooler here. And you can see there's there's fittings that come off the bottom, and they come up and they tee into a couple of manifolds that I welded together, and then they run lines 16 AN lines up to the front of the truck. I've got the radiator finished up there. If you're wondering about the plenum, the turbo plenum, I did a video on that back in August or September, I guess, when I first built it. So if you're interested in what I did there's a whole video on it. So I did manage to get some work done on the interior this year. I got the seats mounted in there, and it's still tight to the drive shaft, but I don't know how well you can see down there. It's better. It'll give me room to make a drive shaft tunnel there. And so I made these brackets for mounting the seats, and then or the side plates, and they're 3/16 inch thick aluminum, so everything's really super rigid in here. And I got my 6-point harness mounted. Just got the shifter mocked up there right now, just trying to figure out exactly where it's going to go. So the seats don't have sliders underneath them. There just wasn't room for all that stuff. So so I've made the side plates so that they're adjustable. You know, unfortunately, you got to take bolts out to change position, but it'll tilt to 3 different angles and move forward and back five different positions. And then I got lots of room up front for the for my pedal box up there. Still got to put that in. Up front, I've got the rad finish for the intercooler, a lot of new fittings on, AN fittings, upper and lower hose, and the hoses themselves they're just surplus NASCAR, 16 AN lines. So this is the water pump that I'm using here. It's a an auxiliary water pump out of a Mercedes sedan, and I welded 16 AN fittings onto it. It'll move a fair bit of liquid, so that's what I'm going to use for driving the intercoolers. So overall, things are coming along pretty good. Probably got another couple of years work left to do still, but definitely making progress. I also got the carbon wing, all the bracketry installed for that. I don't have it on the truck right now, but there's a video from a couple of months ago that shows the process for installing that and also making the hood hinges. So that's it for this season. More coming, but it's starting to look closer and closer to a real truck every day.